Hey, thanks for tuning in. This is Mike, the political science guy. I appreciate you checking in. Again, this is where you can get a social science education without having to pay a tuition, deal with parking, traffic, or for that matter, the fact that it's not really something you can use to make money. Having said that, let's talk a little bit about entering the middle class and the three H's that you need to enter the middle class, assuming that you aren't a trust fund baby. The first one is going to be housing. If housing is too expensive and you're living in an apartment scenario, you're throwing money into the fireplace every month, you're not entering the middle class too easily, unless, of course, you're a super earner and you just want to live that way. Most people aren't. So in order to make that happen, you have to have affordable housing, which means that you have to have a supply and demand that's in line. Politicians can play with things like liar loans and allow people to, let's say, lie their way into a house that they can't afford. We saw how that worked out in 2008. So with regards to housing, think of it like this. You want to bring a lot of people into this country. I think that's great. We need it. We need it for Social Security to be funded and everything else, but you have to provide the supply of housing to go along with it. That's the first thing. The next thing is higher education. Much more of our economy today than 100 years ago is packed, literally, with jobs that require that you have an advanced degree. And to get that degree, the cost has gone up exponentially. If the cost of inflation, rough justice, has gone up, I don't know, 200% in the last 20 something years, the cost of higher education has gone up 1,100%. So when I went to Cal State Northridge back in the 19, it was about $450 a semester. Now it's roughly about 10 times that. And the problem with that is that it means that a lot of folks are going to be denied access to middle class jobs, which are not really jobs, they're careers. And careers are where you can meet that shrinkage in housing. Because remember, they are intertwined. So if you think about it, if you've had more people coming to the United States than ever before, which is good for us in many ways, but you don't increase the housing supply, and then you make higher education 10 times as expensive as it was before, when inflation's only gone up, let's say, I don't know, twice as much, you've got a big problem on your hands with regards to people being able to be propertied. If they're not propertied, not only are they not going to join the middle class, they're going to elect politicians that don't believe in property rights, and you're going to have a dragon eating its tail because they're going to chase out the middle class property owners that actually do pay the bulk of the taxes. The third part of it is healthcare. A lot of the critiques of the American healthcare system have to do with supply and demand also. There aren't enough practitioners. Therefore, you have more rationing. When you have more rationing, the problem with that is ultimately, grandma can't get a surgery that she needs because the folks in the actuary tables in the back room are thinking like Eskimos, and they're going to put her on the ice drift out to sea. So a lot of those hard decisions are made because you don't have enough medical practitioners, and that has to do with the practitioners guilds, whether it's nurses or doctors, you name it. They're obviously out to have their own hedges against inflation with housing and higher education, and so they're going to fight to keep the amount of folks that are entering their field at a quiet roar to a minimum, so that they can preserve that, because they understand supply and demand just as well as anybody else does that's paying attention. So think about those three H's. Okay, you got healthcare, higher education, and housing. Any order that you like. That's going to get you into the middle class, especially in the bicoastal city states, either on the East Coast or the West Coast. Having said that, thanks again for tuning in. Hope it's been helpful. You have a wonderful day. And remember, please like, please share, and please subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one.